Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie, we're gonna look at the differences if you buy the PMDG 777-300 Echo Romeo via PMDG directly, or if you buy it via the marketplace. So the PMDG 777-300 Echo Romeo, right? A really nice aircraft, right? If you look at the images which they post on the website, it looks really cool. Reviews are also cool. But I was figuring out, okay, hey, but what if I want to buy this one, right? So what are the pros and cons if I buy it via the marketplace versus if I buy it directly from PMDG? So the first thing I thought, okay, hey, the price, right? Is the price which could be, I would say, the problem? Well, potentially it could be. It's discounted here. So the question is, okay, hey, does it also have the same discount in the marketplace? Well, let's check, right? So let's hover over to the marketplace and you can see that the price is approximately the same. Only this one is in euros. So if we go back to the site from PMDG, you will see that it's in dollars, right? So we go back to the dollars. And if you would do a conversion rate from dollars to euros, so let's do that. So say $75 to euro. You can see that the price would say drops, right? Because the euro is not that many worth, or it's less worth than the US dollar. And in addition to that, you need to take into account that you likely will need to pay a conversion rate depending on your, I would say, bank. So potentially this one, if we buy it in dollars, is, I would say, slightly cheaper compared to the PC or marketplace version. Now, the marketplace version, as you can see, has some other things which you need to be aware of. First of all, there are 2 separate livery packs, each contain 9 liveries. Those 9 liveries are included by default in the PMDG version if you buy it directly from or friends from PMDG. That brings us to another topic, which is, I would say, the size of the package. You can see that the size of the package is 5.4 gigabyte. And if you install this package, it will install all these liveries, which means that it will consume 5.4 gig versus if you do it via the PMDG control center, you can select which liveries you are going to install. Let me show that quickly, right? So where is the PMDG center? It's over here. And if I go to liveries and inside the liveries, I select an aircraft, you can see that I can simply add and remove single liveries. And that could be pretty interesting because if you look at the size of those liveries, in this case, you can see that the size of the liveries is, well, 223 megabytes. Well, count the difference, right? I did a rough calculation and it's roughly 600 megabytes per livery. If you, I would say, divide the 5.4 gig divided by the number of liveries. And if you're only a fan of KLM or maybe British Airways, why should you waste this space by installing all of them? If you want to buy it, right, you need to buy it now because there's a discount. Else you need to pay €5 per livery pack, which makes it even more expensive. Now, enough negative things. What's a positive thing? Well, the positive thing, of course, is that you can play it both on the Xbox as well as on the PC version of Flight Simulator. So that's, I would say, could be something which you say, okay, hey, I want to play it both on the Xbox and the PC. Then the only way is to buy it via the marketplace. Reason for that is that the PMG directly will, the download will only be available via the PMDG control center, or maybe you need to even install as a separate downloader or installer. Not 100% sure about that. But that could be, I would say, a potential thing which you need to keep in mind. If you go to the aircraft itself, you will see the version history, which will bring up the next thing. So the version history, currently there's no version history yet for this one. But of course, PMDG will release fixes, and they already released several fixes for the 777-300 Echo Romeo. Now the question is, okay, if they are releasing an update, how soon are they gonna submit it to Microsoft or Asobo for validation? And is a complete, let's say, revalidation required, or is that a really quick test? because that could mean that, let's say, if you're facing an issue and you buy directly from PMDG, it can be resolved between records pretty quickly. Well, if you buy it via the marketplace, it could take a little bit longer, right? So updates, new features might take simply longer if you buy it via the marketplace compared to via PMDG directly. Now, what I did for the completeness, I made, I would say, a nice overview, right? But first look at the general discussion section of PMDG, where you can find a lot of information. And this information can be used both if you are using it on the Xbox as well as on the PC. So don't worry about that. Even the manual can be used on both. Going to some comparisons, right? So this is a table I created. So the pros and the cons for both options. So marketplace, convenient purchase and installation, right? You can simply install it via the marketplace. And if you already bought things via the marketplace, you don't have to re-register your credit card. So pretty smooth process, which means also centralized management of all the purchases. So if you simply reinstall Flight Simulator on a different machine, you can simply go to Flight Simulator and then install the aircraft. Then the next thing is, okay, often competitively priced. Well, since I would say the price in the marketplace is euro versus, I would say, the price on the PNG site is in dollars, I would say it looks like it's more expensive, especially keeping in mind that you need to buy those liveries separately. Can be used on both the PC and the Xbox. Yeah, that's the case. Cons. Updates may be slower. Already mentioned that. Also, possibly lack of some features or customizations available directly. That's also the case if PMG now decides to add something really cool. You need to wait till it's being submitted to the store and then until it went to the validation process and make sure that it's available there. Limited number of liveries. I don't think that's always the case, but it could potentially be the case. If PNG decides to, I would say, make more liveries available, they likely need to submit those liveries again to the marketplace, which means that you're getting those later. Which also comes to the next point, right? Might be harder to manage. Well, it's not hard to manage. You install everything, which I would say is a potential downside. Directly from the PMDG, faster access to updates and new features. They've got a good customer support, although I'm not sure if you buy it for the marketplace. I would say you're buying it via Microsoft Asobal, so I do still think that you might be able to raise cases with PMDG, but not 100% sure about that. It includes more liveries out of the box. You don't need to pay any additional things for it. Easier to management of the additional liveries right via the PMDG Operations Center, as just shown. More complex to pay. Yeah, if you don't have an account with them yet, yeah, you need to register. Yes, you need to add your payment methods. So it's more complex, but hey, if you want to save a few dollars or euros, it still could be pretty interesting. You need to manually install updates. That's indeed true, right? But that's also the case with Flight Simulator. The only difference with Flight Simulator, of course, that you will get the bell sign where you see the 1, so that you'll be made aware of Flight Simulator. Where I would say in a PMG direct buy case, you need to open the Operations Center, then a notification will be shown, and then you need to install the update. Potentially higher price. Well, we already busted that one because that's not the case, right? So this was the, I would say, initial table which I created. And after that, I would say, start doing some more digging. And I found that some of them are, I would say, are discussable and might not always be the case. Keep in mind that currently the PMDG 777-300 Echo Romeo is on discount at PMDG site itself. It only is a few dollars, but it could still be something which, if you up the price, then it could be, let's say, maybe less interested to buy it via them directly and go to the marketplace. So with this, we went to an overview, and hopefully I helped you with going to all these points to make you think about, do I need to buy this PMDG 777 beautiful aircraft via the marketplace or directly from PMDG? Maybe you still have some questions and doubts. If so, feel free to leave them in the comment box so we can have an active discussion on that, because I really like that. Here ends the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get notifications about new videos I'm posting. And I wish you happy flying. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.